What's going on, guys? I mean, damn, that's 2 days in a row you guys are doing drama without me. I mean, Jesus Christ, I don't even know where to start on this video. It's been a crazy couple days. But I'm gonna first address the Scott Hall situation thing. See, Scott Hall, and I've always said, he's a troll, right? See, Thunder and Flex both, they're the kind of people that that's why everybody likes them. Like I've said this many times. They give people the benefit of the doubt. They try to, give second chances. It's a lot harder for me to do that. See, it's like when it was first brought up to me about Scott Hall, my first fucking words, that's Thunder, it was like, fuck no, this guy's a fucking troll, fuck him. But I thought, finally, because everybody else is wanting, I was like, you know what, fuck it. He's probably a troll, but he's not, I've never really seen him like go too much. But for the last couple of days, see, I've seen shit on Scott Hall, and I've come close to saying some shit, because it's like, Cobra called hell yesterday, right? Because, he had went off, but the people that was there and know it, they know why Cobra did what he did. Cobra was up there talking to Torp, everything was fine. I mean, yeah, Cobra, he goes a little out there sometimes, but he's got a temper, I mean, hell, I know how that is. But anyway, he wasn't up there to argue. He was having a good time. Scott Hall, when he came in the comments, he came in there trying to rile up Cobra because he knows Cobra has a little bit of a temper. He knew he could get that going, and he took advantage of that. I mean, I was seeing that. I was like, God damn. So when Cobra, you can see the time, you can hear it in Cobra's voice when he sees the comment. He goes from being kind of happy to all of a sudden he's like a little pissed, right? And that's the reason. I mean, he sees that, now he's trying to, and they keep trying to pile it on. Then Cobra goes off. But I mean, that is one thing. I mean, Cobra had a point on that. He's like, yeah, Scott's going to fucking ass. And it was like, literally, he did. Because we're going to get to that. I heard today, I've not heard all of everything, but I've heard enough to at least, respond to some. Somebody had said something too. I think it was Scott Hall again. He had said something to Flex today about, like, what if that was Blaze on the panel, and he was saying stuff about Jaded's family, you would do, you would kick them. Well, a couple things. For one, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen because I would not be on a fucking panel with Blaze laughing and having a good time, cutting up, joking around. I don't let Blaze back around. Thunder doesn't. Flex doesn't. We don't unban them, unblock them, ban them, block them, ban them, block them. The way they do that ski mask dude. He's either in Dennis's and they're arguing, or he's back on Dennis's side. But what it is, none of those people on that panel last night, except, especially toward the end, Dennis brought them. Them are people from his channel. They all do it. That's like that goddamn, I mean, you guys are losing your fucking minds over there. You're talking about this goddamn council thing. Like that one dude, I can't remember who it was, but he's up there like asking Flex, like, can you tell the council that if Dennis comes back on your panel that you won't, let him I was like, what the fuck? I mean, goddamn it, this ain't like, elementary school. We're not building a tree house and having fucking, secret handshakes to get in. You guys need to grow the fuck up. I've never seen grown men act like fucking bitches as much as I have on YouTube. Never in my life. I mean, you got men who will say shit, they ain't got the balls to back it up and roll off. That you Blaze, that you serve. I mean, all kinds of shit. And see, I've been saying this for a while. Can you shut your truck off when I'm driving? I'm trying to make a video. Goddamn, work with me, buddy. Anyway, I've said it for a while that, people was going to use things to get back in. I actually said this the other day. Don't come over here, motherfucker. I actually said this the other day about Cherry. I said, the reason Cherry's not come back right now is because he would have to be back with Serb and Tracy and all like that. And you see what happened today. It wouldn't shock me now for Cherry to try to come right back in, because it's like Roy's seen it. Roy's like, oh, here's my opportunity to come back. Tracy and Serb, they're jumping on it now. They're trying to bring that drama and shit to their channel. Everybody knows Serb is a pathological lying little freak. That's 100% fact. There is no, this side or that side. There's truth and there's a lie. I can't, even if I don't like somebody, I can't prove they're a liar unless they lied. We showed you how Serb's a liar. And, Torp, I ain't seen all your video. I heard a little bit on the phone, or I heard a little bit of it. And you was saying, like, this leaves. And I get what you're saying, man, about leaving Serb alone. I get it. I really do. Because it ain't. He's not worth it. He's not worth the attention. But you got to see. That's like the other day. Somebody had sent me a message. And I'll be honest, it pissed me off at first. It really did piss me off. They said something like, you seem like, something about Roy, like, oh, this seems like a scorned lover, you know, you should just move on. But, you know, the person that sent it, they don't ever move on. I mean, they went at people for years. But what I'm saying is, everybody's drama, if it's not about them, like if something's going on, it's not about them, it's easy to say move on. See, like Roy, and I even said that. I said this in the comments to someone last night. I was like, no, I'm not letting that go. Roy took down the fucking lounge. There's no way in fuck. This is why you keep bringing that shit up, so they can't get back in. Roy left for enough time. He came back. His first fucking stream was him trying to act like, oh, they have no life, but he talks about drama the whole time. Again, Roy, don't worry. We have the script. I've got Reese saying that you called him and you said fuck Flex. I got the, and these ain't screenshots, these are screen recordings. I have you confirming it and saying, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I told Reese to go ahead and do it. I have those, Roy. I mean, you guys keep forgetting. It's like Serb talking about the chew-in Walmart thing. Oh, I didn't see. Yeah, you did, you stupid motherfucker. I mean, I got them. The lies and shit's got to stop. But that's the thing. No, everybody can tell people to, like, leave this person alone, leave that person alone. And if it's not about them, but if something happens to them, see, they can, you know, justify going at a person longer. But with me, with Roy, the reason I'm doing it is because if out of sight, out of mind, right? If people stop, like, remembering what's going on and they see Roy, like, you know, people will start going back. Because here's the sad part, and I've said this before, you got the people who like to say they're in the middle. We stay out of the drama. We don't get involved. But they go to all the channels involved. And even if they don't talk drama on those channels, some of those channels, that's all they do. I challenge you right now, go to Tracy's or Serb's, any of their fucking streams, and go through there and find something where they're not just focused, and it's not just talking about us. Because if they were saying shit that we were saying or responding, hey, whatever. But when they're lying their ass off and they know it, and you're still on that fucking channel typing, it doesn't matter if you're typing about fucking Spark or DoorDash. If they're up there doing that shit and you got a friend you say is a real life friend and you're in there fucking supporting them while they're calling your real life friend a fucking toddler, what all they call Flex, tons of shit, and people sitting there and type. Again, Bobby, if you'll notice the video yesterday on Thunder, I didn't even know you was in that clip. But that's why, Bobby, you just happened to be on the screen when all that shit happened. When Serb was telling that story about him being a soldier and all that shit. And Tracy's like, oh, I wonder why they thought that. Well, that's why, Tracy, because fucking Serb told us. He told Hector and Cherry. We wasn't arguing with Serb at that time. We were taking Serb, we actually had his back blindly. Stupidly, we would sit there and say like, well, I don't think Serb's racist, which I don't know if he is, I have no idea. But I'm never doing that shit again. There's no way I'm ever going to sit there and just blindly say, oh, this person's a good person, or this or that, because I was sitting there on the Ron and Ricky situation saying like, I don't see Serb doing that, because at the time I didn't think he was that kind of dude. But then as soon as you seen the proof and they showed us, I was like, God damn, yeah, he's a little trolling son of a bitch. And if you don't call that out, see, like if Serb was over there about you, Torp, and they was on that channel and all he done was just fucking like talk about you nonstop, and he's lying his ass off, you've proved he's lying, but they don't care. And again, I get it. I mean, they're, you know, you could say like, oh, their channel, it's only 4 or 5 people and they're all idiots. I get that, I really do. But you see what happened today, Torp. This is what happens when you let off. You give people a way back in. Because again, the Scott Hall thing, I knew for, I mean, hell, an hour. Ask Thunder for, I mean, a while. I was like, you know, I don't know. I had to be kind of talked into. And again, I never thought he would be this kind of troll. I knew he was nothing but a fucking shit stirrer. I knew that's all he tried to do. Think about this. Dennis, that panel on Flex's last night, that wasn't a lounge panel. That was a Dennis panel. That was a Dennis panel. It had, you know, except for Torp, Flex, and Cobra for a while. It was all, that could have happened on Dennis's channel. And that's what Dennis does. Dennis literally admits to, you know, one day he's, you know, pro-black, one day he's like pro-white. I mean, that shit right there, I don't see how many people will like that. I mean, weekly he changes his stance on shit. But whatever, everybody knows that about him. So whatever, fuck him, right? But it's like when Torp started going at Dennis at first. We all tried to tell him like because there is nothing you're going, because Dennis doesn't care, man. He's been a million times people's pointed out shit about him, and the people don't care. They go back and forth. I mean, Dennis, he lets people back around that's try to make him look like he's like a, same thing Reese tried to do to you, Torp. And Dennis will let the people back around. Like, oh, well, he apologized. I mean, who gives a fuck? if he apologized for it, if somebody tries to make you look, I'd be like if Reese came to you, Torben, was like, hey man, my bad, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you can forgive him, but you're a fucking idiot if you ever be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start, fucking with this guy again. Because if he did it once, he'll do it again. When somebody's mad and you see the lengths they go, that's when you know what kind of person you're dealing with. I mean, take Roy. Roy's one of them guys, he tries to act like, he tells other people how to, what they live. He talks about people, their hours they work, which is none of his fucking business. You know how we know that? Because Roy will tell us that. If anybody says anything about him, it's always like, hey, worry about your own shit. Don't worry about me. Don't do this. Don't do that. But then he'll sit there and do and when people call him out, he gets mad. That's like the time Pedro just mentioned it one time, and Roy tried to see Pedro was costing him subs. But Roy don't care to go after anybody else and say shit. I mean, you'll see Roy's one of them guys, like, he'll have a day or two, he'll be kind of cool, and you think like, oh, okay. But when he gets mad, you see what he don't care. He'll fuck you over however he can do it. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He took down the lounge. Somebody he knew for years. Somebody whose channel he had been on. And no, he didn't warn Flex. We've said that a million times. Even if he said it somewhere in a video like, oh, nobody brings up the point like, Roy, you were saying you were done with it, but Flex played a video of you from the night before for 3.5 fucking hours saying stuff like, oh, I own you, we own this. And he was talking about Cherry and Hector at the time. The funniest part about that is, though, every other week, Roy would go back both sides. One day he's fucking with Cherry, one day he's fucking, that shows you what he is. That shows you the kind of person he is. Roy's a complete dick. Roy is a complete dick without a complete nutsack. He's a full dick with a half a nutsack. And I mean, hell no, I'm never leaving him alone. Fuck, I mean, it ain't like I'm harassing him. I'm just never, nobody should ever forget what Roy done. And it's not just because of Flex. I mean, what he done to Flex, that's the reason, yeah. But if it's forgotten about, hell, he could do it again to somebody. And like, people have said that, because again, like I said, Flex, he's a very forgiving guy. He forgives. And there was times him and Roy would get into it, but it was never like this. Because I've heard people tell me, like publicly and in Discord, like the reason they're scared to say much is because they've done it before, and they've made back up, and it's kind of put them like the odd man out. You know what I'm saying? Because they were like kind of taking Flex's side. Now that Flex and Roy's kind of not arguing, they're kind of the out man, and I get that. But what you got to understand was, the other stuff was just like little arguments, bullshit, which, it was a pattern. You could see what Roy would do. Anytime you have somebody that's going to talk, sit on your panel and get mad and like talk about other people and shit, but then if they get mad at you, they will go run on a panel with those people. Like again, tonight, look at it. You had, I don't even know all the people there, but I do know you had Tracy, Serb, Jen. I do like how Dennis called her ass out. I was going to super chat you $40 until, whoever blocked you caught. Dan, you ain't doing shit. Shut the fuck up. At this point, you guys are fucking, you need to join the council. I don't know, a council of fucking idiots. If Scott's the head of your council, god damn. I don't know. But I'm just saying, anybody that'll run both sides, and just because who they're mad at that day, they don't care to go on that panel and talk about people going up, you don't want them around. They're no good. All they are, they just care about themselves. And again, people can give their opinion on shit. I mean, people can tell me like, hey, I think you should let this go. Or I think you should, but I don't give a fuck. I do what I'd be like me, Torp. If I came at you, and I'm not talking about you, but the Serb things, I get that. I get what you're saying. Because Serb he's irrelevant. We've proved he's a liar. There's a few people that don't care. So there's nothing else I can do there. Torp's right. There's nothing else I can do. I can keep showing he's a liar. I can keep showing proof. I've already done that. I've told people where to go look. It's not my word against Serbs. Everything Serb says, he's full of fucking shit. He sits around. I mean, he was saying something about, I mean, dude, he's all day long, that's all the little fucker does, is try to call shit. Then when somebody calls it back, well, why are they talking about me? Oh my God, why are they messing with me? Oh, it's bizarre. God, that little fucking, God damn. Like the Blaze thing, again, you would never see me be on a panel, Blaze pop on that panel, and me sit there like Dennis was with that ski guy up there. According to Dennis, if this guy was so bad and done all this shit, I mean, why would you sit up there and laugh and have a good time with them? Maybe your counsel should have fucking, maybe gave you better counseling on that. But I'll tell you what, to prove it, if Blaze was on a panel to begin with, I wouldn't go up there. If somebody let Blaze around their channel, I wouldn't fuck with them. Because what Blaze done is 100% facts. If Blaze said that shit and done the shit he's done to everybody. And, like, I kept letting them come and go. Like, I was doing lives, and I would block them one day, unblock them. I'd let them on my panel. I wouldn't let them on my panel. I could see people be like, well, fuck, you know, because that's what you do, Dennis. Dennis lets people, he'll block them, he'll bring them back, he'll block them, he'll bring them back. It's day in, day out. Because even all the shit that happened on the lounge last night, again, that was all blowback from fucking Dennis. The guy that popped up on the screen and made, you know, Flex had to go back and fucking blare shit because of that. That would have never happened. The ski guy would have never been there, Dennis. The guy literally sat there, and I guess he don't like white people, which that's why people don't really give a fuck. But again, he would have never been there, regardless, because he doesn't come there. He came there with you guys. So when you guys keep letting him around the channel over on Dennis's, that's why he keeps coming around. Then as soon as that guy did that porn bomb and stuff, or what the fuck ever y'all call it, as soon as he done that, Dennis was kind of like, you know, like, oh yeah, he follows me around everywhere doing that. Well, why in the fuck didn't you come out there and warn Flex, saying, hey, if there's a guy named this, he might be showing you his dick. Hey, Roy, don't you ever porn bomb nobody, man. You would fuck up a lot of people. Like women, like some women could see, you know, your nutsack, and they could think the rest of the world's nutsacks. If they, you know, if they're virgins, they might think all nutsacks are in line like yours. I'm just saying. I mean, hell, maybe you should though. Maybe, I don't know. But again, like I'm saying, you guys, the people in the middle, they're the ones who cause this. Really think about this. Really, really, really think. If Scott Hall was never let, and I'm not saying like, oh, Thunder, you fucked up, because like I said, I agreed to it. I mean, I didn't think he was that bad, but this is a fact. If Scott Hall was not let back around and to continue trolling, because that's all he did, and I didn't fucking know that Scott Hall was up on a panel with Blaze. If I would have known that, there is no fucking way him over there being cordial. I guess he is today, him and Blaze blowing each other or something. Blaze is a pussy ass bitch. Facts. I mean, Scott's a fucking troll. He's a shit talker. I mean, that's all he does. He lives to start shit. Roy seen that today. Roy's like, here's my chance to come back. And he gave him an in. So again, if Scott had never been let back around, none of that shit that happened last night on the lounge would have happened. None of that Dennis shit would have happened today. It's the people that you let back around that's already fucked you, and you see it, and you keep giving them chances. I mean, this ain't, you know, YouTube, we can say it's like, it's real people, so, you know, we can say it's real life. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not like, you know, if somebody's negatively affecting you, get rid of them, fuck them, block them. There's no sense in bringing them back. If they keep doing shit, there's no fucking point in that. Why do you want to keep getting fucked over time and time again? Dude, Roy, I knew about Roy since the Thunder phone call. I would listen to him, how he would talk on like Hector and Cherry's panel. I would listen how he would just go from one night, the night before, over there just like all on Flex's side. Then maybe a little something happened to him. Next day, he's over there just fucking tearing the lounge. It's like, what the fuck? And letting him back around just kept letting him do it. He would come back, I'm back, and he'd fuck in the ass again. That's probably why he's coming back. He's hoping we'd fuck him in the ass. It ain't happening, Roy. Go away. No one's fucking you in the ass. I ain't sticking my finger. I ain't got no beads. My nuts are like, you know, my nuts are right. I mean, I don't know. In a way, man, I know it's bad, but in a way, I'd kind of wish Roy would. I got to see those, you know, nuts. Are they in line like little soldiers, like standing in a line, or are they like equal in size? I don't know. I don't care. You should have went to a male doctor. It had to be a female that operated on you, because there's no way in hell a male doctor would be like, oh shit, that doesn't look like my nuts. A female, you know, she could have been like a nun, right? And she might not have looked. And she's like, oh fuck, it's like when you do a puzzle, it falls apart. You're like, oh fuck, you start sticking the pieces back. She stuck your nuts back wrong, Roy. You say something. When you wake up in a hospital bed and your nuts are fucking back to back instead of side by side, you hit that fucking button, Roy. You be like, hey, my nuts ain't right, fix this shit. I'm just, goddamn, man. I don't know. But again, when you hear grown men sit there and talk about the council and talk about, like, I mean, on a channel, see, Dash and Trader, fucking, that's one thing about Trader. He was dropping facts up there, just literally saying the shit. Scott Hall's muting them. Then Scott Hall, I guess, throws him off the fucking panel. Dennis, you're a guy who admits you're about the money, you're about the views. So let me ask you this, Dennis, if you don't, or anybody that, if Dennis don't hear this, anybody that does hear it, Dennis, who would bring better value to your channel? Scott fucking Hall or Dashing fucking Trader, who can go live right now and pop 200 in a box in a few minutes and be entertaining. Trader's a funny motherfucker. I mean, he's pretty good. I mean, I ain't gonna say he's better than me, but he probably is. Fuck you, Trader. You ain't gotta be funnier than me. Can you dial it down a little bit? Let me have that at least. God damn, let me be the funny one. We're in different states, so I'm the funniest Cincinnati. I am the only Cincinnati one, I think, though. It don't matter. Fuck it. That means I'm the best looking. Also means I'm the worst looking. I'm the funniest. I'm the unfunny. It doesn't matter. But Roy, go fix them nuts, buddy. You gotta get that done. We started GoFundMe. Fix Roy's nuts. Council. Maybe you ought to get the council to vote on that. Get the council to vote on Roy's nuts. You get one vote, because he's only getting, if he had 2 nuts, you get 2 votes. But you get 1 vote. Can you imagine that, though? Grown fucking men saying, oh, the council. Oh, I mean, Scott Hall's the head of the council. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know. I mean, it amazes me. But the funny part about that is, too, if you think about it, see, Scott's muting people now. He's kicking people off. I mean, again, kicking Trader off a panel is pretty fucking stupid. I mean, he could have brought a lot of fucking people there. Imagine if Trader was, you all was cool to him and he shared that shit out. Imagine what Trader could bring. I mean, god damn, you guys are idiots. You get somebody in there that's got, you act like you want to be, like, popular on YouTube, Dennis. You get a guy in there who is. He's one of the, no matter what you say, Trader is one of the biggest in the GigTube space by far. And, I mean, especially in the live, I think he's the, I don't even seen Pedro do lives in a while. But Trader's fucking great at those lives. I mean, he drives around, he talks, he fucking, he's funny as hell. You get him in there, and what do? You let a guy block him. You're a fucking idiot, Dennis. I mean, you're a fucking idiot, man. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, you've always done some stupid shit and said stupid shit, but I always figured you was kind of trolling. Because, I mean, some of the shit you say I couldn't believe, but when you keep letting Scott Hall, I mean, like, a couple weeks ago, you ban him, you say, oh, Scott's this, and you bring him back within a couple weeks, he's the head of your fucking council. Jesus Christ. Do you all have, like, a secret, like hand sign when, like, you come on they got to give a secret hand sign for the council? I don't know. But again, if Scott Hall was bounced and he was never let back around, not just Scott Hall, all these motherfuckers who you see trying to little stir up shit or going to other channels when they're talking all kinds of drama and acting like they're in the middle, they're not in the middle. They're not in the middle at all. Even if they don't talk drama, they support the channel that's doing the drama. You might as well just fucking, they're the same thing. It's just, I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. Because think about it. If you go back, and again, I'm not going to thunder at this at all, because like I said, I agreed to it. And I didn't think Scott was as, I just thought he was just a shit stir. Like I said, now last night when I seen him fucking with Cobra the way he was doing, he was trying to get Cobra riled up. And he knew Cobra was going to be an easy target because Cobra has a temper. He kept fucking with him until Cobra went off, and Scott tries to play the victim. I mean, fuck, if anything, Cobra had a right to kind of, Cobra goes, he gets a little upset. But still, yeah, I think yesterday what he done was he tried to hold it back for a while. You can hear it in his voice when he's like, all right, Scott Hall. Then finally, when Scott came up there fucking around, then he came back. Cobra came back up there to have Flex and Torp's back over Scott Hall's bullshit talking. It was more or less over Torp. And Cobra came back up there to, do that, because Cobra did, he's spot on Scott Hall. Scott Hall is a fucking troll. He's a fucking instigator. That's all and he's admitted that. He has said that. He's there to troll and stuff. And like going to other people, like you're going to go have a meeting with somebody. Do you think, see, here's the thing. The lounge, yeah, you got people that come up on the panel, I go up there. But and anybody, somebody who just came to the lounge for the first day in the chat, they could give Flex the same, opinions or advice we can. But the council, the entire council of the lounge is Flex. He's the co-chairman. He's that's his channel. He makes the decisions. Same way Thunder does on his. Same way I would on mine. You can take advice from people, but what did you think, Scott? You're going to like sit there and do that and be like, I'm telling on you? Get the fuck out of here. You need to call Roy's doctor, that chick, and tell her to fix his nuts. If you're going to, troll her ass. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, people like him, if you don't let them around, this shit, it would have never happened. Never happened. And again, to Torp and the other person who was saying, like, let this shit go, let that go, let this go. Fuck no. You don't let nothing go. I've told Serb several times, if he would shut the fuck up and stop. See, he ain't just talking shit. He lies his ass off. And again, Torp, I 100% get it. I 100% get it. He is. Nobody that had, any brain at all is taking anything he fucking says seriously. They know he's full of shit. They all know each other's full of shit. And the reason I know that, they've all told me that about each other. And they've all known they told me about that. I don't even see how they do that shit. I don't see how they'll sit there on a panel with somebody that a couple weeks ago they were saying was like in a nut house, or they should be in a nut house. That's what they said about Blaze. That Serb was a pathological liar, all kinds of shit about him. And I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't know. YouTube's a fucking weird place. But I'm saying if you cut out all the bullshit, if you cut out all the people that cause this shit, that go around, it would stop. Because, you wouldn't have to cut everybody off. When people started to see that you were serious about that shit, that, the people that's keeping the drama going and like supporting the channels that's doing it. When I say supporting the channels, I don't mean monetarily or anything like that. I mean, if you support them by going there and typing in the chat, or just being a number in the box, as they say, as they do it, you're supporting it. Because they're seeing the numbers go up. They're seeing the numbers, and they're going to keep doing it. Why would they stop if people still supporting it? Now, if people quit going around them, they would. They would say, oh shit, they'd go on to something else. But all you're doing when you're going there, you're giving them more reason to keep the shit going. And then some of the people will come over in the lounge and talk about like, oh, I don't like the drama. I wish this stuff would stop. I wish this. I wish that. But then they do the opposite, because they go over there and fucking kiss the people's asses, doing all the drama. Because again, like I said, people can say what the fuck ever they want about the sides or whatever. But again, they can never show everything I've ever fucking said about Serb. I've proved he's full of shit. He's a pathological liar. I've proved it 100%. And again, I know I proved it because people has literally told me that in Discord. The people now that's saying they don't believe him. That's like Roy. Roy sensed an opportunity here. He's like, oh, this is my time to get back in. Again, it wouldn't surprise me to see Cherry try to weasel his ass back in now. Because see, Dennis does have Dennis doesn't have like, there's a difference in the lounge and Dennis's channel. Dennis has people, which the lounge, hey Flex, can you start a council? Can I be like the banker person, control the money? Think about it. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. It's just like Dennis, they see that, and they know, even though Dennis has got like, he'll get some people in there. He'll have, 50, 60, 70, 80 people. And they see that, but the problem of it is, like I said, it's not like the lounge. Those people, 90% of them are fucking with Dennis. Like I said, Dennis is like what Eli would be if Eli didn't block all of his trolls. Dennis is smart enough to see that the trolls bring views. You know what I'm saying? They come back. If you ban them, you keep banning them, they aren't going to come there. They're going to start their own little channel. There'll be like an anti-Dennis channel going on, and they would do their thing there. If Eli would do what Dennis was doing, like ban him for 5 minutes or 20, just like little timeouts and shit, his channel would have the same as Dennis right now. He wouldn't be on Facebook fucking walking in circles looking like he ain't shaved in 6 years. But I don't know. I'm just saying, there's a huge difference. But when like Roy and them see that, that's the reason. Roy was gone for a few weeks. His first stream back, he was doing nothing but talking bullshit, sitting there in the chat acting like he didn't care, but he read the chat. See, if Roy didn't really care about that, he'll read that. Like when he said this, someone said something about me going on Tracy's, and he was like, he read the comment out loud and was talking about it. Then he would always say, oh, I don't care about none of that. Well, if you didn't care, Roy, as soon as you read the comment, you wouldn't read it. You would literally, instead of reading the comment and talking about it, you would say, hey, don't talk about that here. Don't do it. I don't want it. I'm over the drama. But what you do, Roy, is you love the drama. You can't stand being called out on your bullshit. Then when someone finally proves that you're a fucking instigative cocksucker, that's when you all of a sudden don't like the drama no more. I can understand that. Same thing with Serb. Serb loves to talk shit until someone points out his bullshit. Tracy's just a fucking piece of shit. I mean, she is just, Tracy's, goddamn, I don't even know. Again, Torp is so right on the part about, I don't know why we talk, because, again, nobody would ever, you might even have people on Tracy's panels and they would act like her in the chat. They might act like that's because either they're mad at the lounge, they're mad at me, they're mad at Thunder, mad at somebody, anybody. They do that just to kind of join sides, right? But that's the difference. Like people like Jen, I guarantee you will never see Jen like back on the lounge, like wrenched up and talking shit. Like I said, Flex is forgiven, but he after you fuck him, Flex is the type, once you fuck him at a certain point, he's done. And again, him and Thunder both, you know, they're very forgiving. They give people the benefit of the doubt. And that's what we like about them. That's why everybody likes them. They're good people. But I'm not that way. I mean, usually, one time, and I might give somebody a lip, but once you fuck me once, I mean, I know you're going to, you know, if you did it once to me, especially over like a little argument or something. Again, when Roy gave out that private phone call, when Thunder literally told him we will talk in private, and Roy agreed to it, and Roy does an emergency live stream and puts all the information out, but lies his ass off about it, you know, saying like Thunder was saying, no, get rid of Cherry. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He literally, they were saying that that's why Thunder wasn't coming around. I mean, why would Thunder want to go there and come up on a panel and let that little fucking psycho come up there and just start saying shit? I mean, Cherry had an unhealthy obsession with Thunder, bad. I mean, I was looking for clips the other night. I mean, god damn, Cherry. I don't even know why. I mean, you just kept on Thunder, buddy. You just kept going. Anyway, this video is probably long as fuck. I can't see no timer or nothing. But again, if you all could please start scheduling your drama to times when I'm around, I would appreciate that. I mean, I came in the lounge last night, the drama was done going. I was like, god damn, no one even told me. Kevin, what the fuck, man? You're usually pretty good about that. You should have told me. I could have, I don't know. I'm kind of glad I wasn't there for that one, though, because I probably would have. I would have probably ended up, you know, like Cobra. I would have probably got, you know, I don't think no one kicked Cobra. I think he left himself. But I would have probably ended up getting kicked or something, too, because there's no way in fuck I would sit up there and listen to, like, shit like Dennis was saying. I mean, telling Flex, like, oh, you're not, you know, I usually, or that was today, he was saying, like, I usually charge people to come over, and, you know, and Trader always trying to buzz. Trader was, like, asking, like, no, I want to hear about this. How much, what did he say, $5 an hour? Which he could have been, you know, but still yet. Dennis, nobody, it would take a moron to pay you to be on their channel. Or even, you know, now, I mean, I don't think, like, when all them people came up there, I'll be 100% honest, and you can see in the comments, I've said it a few times, when people asked me if I was going up, I was like, nah, it's safer down here. Then I said before, like, nah, I'm not going up on that panel. There was no way in fuck I'd go up there. You could sense bad shit gonna happen, you know what I mean? Now, again, if that ski mask dude, if he was saying shit about Dennis's son, and, you know, he was, like, really saying shit, yeah, you know, that shouldn't be allowed. But I'm pretty sure, you know, they even said, like, that guy said a little something, and Flex stopped the guy and said, yeah, don't be doing that shit. Don't be doing that shit. And, again, if you guys say that he was, like, fishing for emails or something, that's what Scott Hall, and he's, like, acting all mad and stuff. But, again, as long as I've known Dennis, those same people has been around. One day they're on, like, pro Dennis, one day they're not pro Dennis. It's back and forth, and Dennis keeps letting them back around. If a guy tried to make me look like the P word and tried to say I was doing stuff with underage people, there ain't no fucking way ever that guy would be back around me. The guy would be lucky he's fucking talking, to be honest. But I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get why people let people back around. You see what they are. You see they're pieces of shit. And again, I'm not going at Thunder. I'm just saying, I knew Scott Hall, especially the last 3 or 4 days, and I've been saying little things. I could see it. He's been trying. I guess that council went to his fucking head. Does he got his own gavel, Dennis? Does he got a gavel? He, like, smacks on the gavel, and I don't know. Grown fucking man thinking he's in a goddamn council. I swear to God, you all got to go back and listen to it. When that dude was asking Flex, he was like, not Scott Hall, is a different dude. He was like, can you reassure the council that if Dennis comes back on your panel, you will not let Dennis be get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ, man. Flex, you ought to bring his Dennis back on the channel just to let us attack his ass. Fuck that guy. Fuck the council. Fuck the president, the vice president, I mean, all the council. I don't know, fuck them all. I mean, goddamn. I was joking around with it with Scott for a while. Like, I've been questioning this for days. Then when Scott said he was the head of the council, I knew. I was like, oh, fuck. It's got to be a bad council. Again, just like the other guy, the ski mask guy, Scott Hall has went back and forth on Dennis how many times? I mean, how many times does Scott Hall burn himself on a channel, come back around, then, you know, do that? See, right now, Scott Hall sees he has a little bit better in, or a lot bit, you know, with Dennis's channel than he does the lounge. Because, you know, I was friendly with Scott. You know, I tried to give him, you know, when he came back. Flex was too a little bit, but Flex was a little bit more apprehensive a little bit. But he, you know, he did let him back, give him his wrench. And I don't know. Again, if it would have never happened, none of the shit I'm talking about right now I wouldn't even be talking about this. I would be bitching about something else. I always got something to bitch about. Hell, Roy, think about it. You ought to blame fucking Scott Hall. I could have called your doctor and told her how nuts look, and we could have got that shit fixed for you. I don't know. Thank Scott Hall for your fucking sideways nuts now. See what you did, Scott? You fucked up Roy's nuts. Way to go, dickhead. Anyway, I want to go. I don't know how long this is, but it's a long fucking time, I think. If anybody stuck around this long, you love drama, just fucking admit it. If you listen to me bitch this long and you're still listening, thank you. You're an asshole just like me. We should be proud of that. Plus, if you're a guy, I'm sure your nuts hang, side by side like mine. That's what you ought to do. We ought to, anybody with like perpendicular nuts, not allowed on the panel. Not, that's probably what it is. Roy's bad. He walks around all day. He's leaning more to one side than the other because he's off balance because of his nuts, and he's upset. He's angry. I'd be angry too. I mean, sometimes on my back it hurts, carrying this big dick. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, okay, that's a lie. But anyway, y'all go fuck yourselves. Everybody on that side, the whole count, all you motherfuckers, go fuck yourself. Rest of y'all have a good one. Quit fucking. I'm telling y'all, when someone shows you who they are, you better fucking believe it. When someone shows you who they are and the lengths they'll go to do shit, believe that shit. It'll take care of a lot, the rest of this. If people's not let back around, people can't fuck you over, especially on YouTube, on your own channel, unless you let them. They can do it once. The first time it's on them. The second time it's on you. You should have fucking blocked them and been done with them. But again, I got to take some of the blame on Scott because I was kind of, behind the scenes telling Flex too, like, oh, come on, let him block them, But, it took a good hour to convince me to do that because I was like, my first words again was like, fuck no, that guy's nothing but a fucking troll. And I stuck to that to the end. I still said he was a troll. I just said I didn't see him do nothing really malicious because, like I said, I don't go to Dennis's channel that much. But, I mean, I've seen enough of him this last few days. Not counting last time. I'm talking about just the way he tries to troll and get shit started. He comes in there, he comes in the chat, he tries to get shit started. And he loves that shit. He loves the attention. He loves, it's crazy. All right. Y'all have a good one. Jaded, out.